On the morning of December the 6th, 1917, a ship caught fire in Halifax harbor. People stopped to watch it burn. Some of them stayed. Halifax, Nova Scotia, was a busy wartime port. Ships moved constantly, cargo, supplies, munitions, crossing in and out of the harbor as part of the larger effort tied to the First World War. On that morning, 2 ships entered the Narrows, a tight passage connecting the outer harbor to the inner basin. One was the SS Imo, outbound, traveling faster than expected. The other was the SS Mont Blanc, inbound. The Mont Blanc was carrying a dangerous cargo: benzol, picric acid, TNT, gun cotton. All of it volatile, all of it packed into a single vessel moving through a crowded harbor. At approximately 8:45 a.m., the 2 ships collided. The damage itself was not catastrophic, but it didn't need to be. The impact caused barrels of benzol to rupture. Fuel spilled across the deck. Then it ignited. Flames spread quickly. The Mont Blanc began to burn. After the collision, the crew of the Mont Blanc understood the risk immediately. They abandoned the ship. Lifeboats were launched. They moved away from the harbor as quickly as they could. On shore, people noticed the fire. The ship was close enough to the city to be seen clearly. Residents gathered along the waterfront. Workers paused. Children watched from windows. Some people climbed to better vantage points. The burning ship drifted slowly toward Pier 6. Smoke rose in a thick column. There were reports, later accounts, of people recognizing something was wrong beyond an ordinary fire. Some witnesses claimed the crew had been shouting warnings as they fled. Others said no warning reached them. The record does not settle this cleanly. What is consistent is this: the ship burned for approximately 20 minutes. At 9:04 a.m., the Mont Blanc exploded. The blast was immediate and total. It destroyed the ship entirely. The force of the explosion leveled buildings across Halifax. A shockwave moved outward through the city. Windows shattered miles away. Structures collapsed. Fires ignited in multiple areas. A section of the harbor was displaced, sending a surge of water toward the shoreline. Thousands were injured. Nearly 2,000 people were killed. The exact number was never fixed with certainty. In the immediate aftermath, the city entered a state of confusion. Communication lines were down. Fires continued to spread. Rescue efforts began quickly, but were complicated by debris, damaged infrastructure, and the scale of the destruction. The following day, a snowstorm moved into the area. It slowed recovery efforts further. Survivors were displaced. Medical facilities were overwhelmed. Aid eventually arrived from nearby regions, from other parts of Canada, and from the United States. The event became known as the largest man-made explosion prior to the atomic era. The cause of the collision was investigated. Responsibility was debated. Legal proceedings followed. But even within the official findings, the assignment of fault was not simple. Different accounts described different movements, different decisions, different moments where something might have been avoided. And then there are the smaller details, the reports of warnings, the idea that some people may have understood what they were seeing and others did not. There is no single version of those moments that holds completely. What remains is a sequence that does not change. A ship caught fire. It burned in clear view of the city. People gathered to watch it, and for some of them, that was the last decision they made. That was tonight's story. You've been listening to The Midnight Box. Wherever you are, thank you for listening. Good night.